Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of the Good View Weekly Boost. We are here today and so happy because New England had the hugest win last night, right? Tom Brady, the most amazing quarterback in history. We are not football fans, Mary and I. And Alex, are you?
A little bit.
Okay, so Alex is kind of. But you could not be a football fan in New England last night. It was absolutely riveting to see the end of that. A miracle. I mean, it's a lesson for life.
It really is.
It's
really
so much
is.
more than New England winning, in my opinion. It's just the showing you that no matter what happens, don't give up. Keep moving forward. Keep going after your dream. I kept saying to my husband this morning, wonder what goes on in Tom Brady's mind. Actually, all the football. You know, how do they do that? How do they turn like that and make that happen? It has to be a very special mindset I'm sure they've worked on for quite some time, but that was amazing.
This is my thought.
Go right ahead.
You can't always know the outcome of something. You have to let it unfold. And as it unfolds, do your best to make your desire come to fruition.
That's perfect.
Isn't that cool?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
It's so true, so true. So it's been a late morning in my house this morning. My son went to school late. It was hard to get up, but I'm really, really grateful to be here and to have experienced that event last night. It was almost like I was going to go to bed, and then I heard my brother-in-law yelling, came back upstairs and saw just an amazing win and an amazing lesson about never giving up. So that's my gratefulness today. And we're encouraging you at home to also consider what you're grateful for if you want to write it down or just keep it in your mind as we're going through. And what about you, Dr. Mary?
Well, I was just blown away by Lady Gaga, too. I thought the show was unbelievable.
She was fabulous.
Her athleticism. She has a beautiful voice, and I'm hoping that in the future that she really uses her voice more in some more music that I just know there's more in her that's to come. And so I think when you watch somebody like that, it inspires me to do my best and to maybe jump out of my comfort zone a little bit. You know, so I'm grateful for the halftime show last night.
Me too. Yeah. That's another point. I was thinking about Lady Gaga, she's had a lot of haters. You know, she's had a lot of people, kind of like when Madonna first started, but she doesn't let that bother her. She's still out there representing who she wants to be. And that is what we're all here for. So I was thinking that too, thinking how inspiring she was and that she didn't do anything political.
No, thank you.
Exactly. She made a couple of references early on that she winked a couple times that she may, but it was beautiful. She didn't have to pull that in there, and she did it outstanding.
Very
job.
Diplomatic.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was good. So I enjoyed the show. I'm not a big football fan, but at halftime I was like, how are they gonna pull this off? And I stayed, and when it went into overtime, my wife said, I'm gonna go to sleep. I said, no, this is the best part.
Yeah, right.
And,
exactly.
Yeah. So
you felt it.
Yeah, my granddaughter, I met her this morning, dropped her to school, and she stayed up and looked at it. And I told her, I'm glad you did, because it's it's history in the making. First overtime, she remember all this stuff, you know, and Brady won it for 5 times. So I'm glad that I got a chance to see it. And today I'm grateful for the nice weather we get in this winter that I could be here. And thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so happy that you're here. Thank you for being here, Alex. I would love to just also, one last thing, it's just, I would love to have a conversation with Tom Brady for 10 minutes to know what goes on in his mind and how he gets himself into that mindset of, I mean, historical, 5 Super Bowls, what goes on there. So fascinating. So Alex Stephen is our guest today. He is a life coach. He is an author and a speaker, and he has a business related to helping others live their best life. I'm gonna let Alex talk to you about what he does and some of the things that he brought forward today with his books, but I have this wonderful book that he wrote, and it's about his journey here. It's about Courage in Our Hearts is the name, and it's his family's love story. So we're gonna have him talk to you a little bit about that today.
Yeah, so this is my camera.
Yes.
So I'm Alex Stephen. I'm a life transformation coach and author, a speaker, and I host a TV show. So basically what I do at Life Transforming Treasures is really to empower people to transform their lives. And how I do that is I use the wisdoms from my journey of raising a successful deaf son and making a life-altering decision. I use those experiences so that people could, they could relate it to their story, to their challenges, to empower them to transform their lives. So that's basically what I do in those different formats of speaking, coaching, and having the TV show and my books, which Joanne showed, Courage in Our Hearts, and my wife, my son Larry, and Charisma, our daughter, we all wrote this. The forward is by Les Brown. And we have IEP Goals Made Easy, which is for people who know about the individual education plan for special needs children. And it's from our own experience with our son, what we experienced when we came to this country. So we share our story, but also we have like 7 modules to help parents to know their rights and the steps to take, and how you should work with the school and how you should work with the special needs department.
Your artwork is beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
We had a guy who works in Hollywood who did this.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
He does work, he works in LA.
That's a fabulous resource, Alex, to parents who need it, because a lot of times parents don't know what they're entitled to by the law. They don't know how to go ahead pursuing that.
Yeah.
And unless you have an advocate sometimes, you don't get what you need. So just having that resource available.
We wish we had something like this, and
Yes.
teachers and parents, they say they wish they had this 30 years ago. So it's pretty good. We also have Discover Your Inner Treasure, which is an action guide, and it goes along with Courage in Our Heart. So you could use it by itself, standalone. And
It's beautiful.
this is one of my favorites, a compilation. I love quotations, so I put this together, Inspirational Life Quotes.
Nice.
And it's a collection for your daily motivation. It's for 365 days a year.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah.
Would you like to read one at the end of the show today?
Yeah,
Or
I'll
if you
read
wanna
the
do
one
it
for
now,
today.
whatever you want to
no,
do.
we could do it at the end.
Okay,
We do the one
great.
for today.
That's perfect. That's a really nice thing for people to have, is
Yeah.
something to look forward to reading every day.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that, and that's a great, I know the quote that you read when I was on your show was fabulous.
Relevant.
Yeah.
It's always almost relevant.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Alex, can you tell us a little bit about what did you do before you came here to this country? What was your life like that brought you here to this next step here in America?
I will say I had a nice life. My entire life has been nice, but being young, things happening for you. My wife and I got married. I'm from Trinidad in the Caribbean, beaches, nice weather, no snow. and we got married, our first child, our son Larry, at his christening and birthday party. He had 1 year. We found out, someone suggested to us that he was deaf. And we just brushed it off. But as we observe him more, we said, we should take him to the hospital, which we did on Monday. So from this joyous, festive occasion, friends and family, food, drinks, music, here we were at the hospital Monday morning, my wife holding him on her lap, and the doctor, in those days, they didn't have the equipment. I don't think they still do in Trinidad, and knock a bottle and spoon behind his ear, ping, ping, a couple of times, and he said, your son is deaf. And we just look at each other. My mother-in-law was there, and there's just tears coming down our eyes. And I, as a father, looked at him and I said, he needs me now more than ever. So that's how our journey began to come to this country. Yeah.
And what did you learn when you came here? What did you do? What were the first steps you took here to?
How old was he when you came?
Well, when we came full-time, he was 4 already. So between that time, what we did, from the hospital, the doctor sent us to the school for the deaf to enroll him. And the principal there said, you guys are young. Take your son to Gallaudet University. I was like, what is Gallaudet University? She said, I just came from there. for a 2-year course, and that's the mecca for deaf education. None of that was registering, we were still in denial. Well, something could be done, surgery or something, or it's a wrong diagnosis. So, all that happens, when life hits you with a curveball. You're trying to say, why me? I don't, but we did research, we spoke to people, and she put us on to someone in the school, the elementary school, and we kept in contact. So it was 3 years of researching how we could come full time. When he was 2 years old, we came to the States for the first time, Washington, D.C., and then we went to Mercy Hospital in Chicago. And that's where they did the testing. We spent 3 days there. My wife was pregnant with our daughter Charisma then. And they said he's profoundly deaf, he'll never hear. They give him hearing aids, which he never liked. And we came back to Washington, D.C., Gallaudet University. At 2 years old, they did a sort of psychological testing on him. And they said, this is a bright kid, we want him in this program. And we said, well, we from Trinidad, we don't live here. And they said, we'll give you 1 year to come. And he was 2. 3, we still wasn't ready, so we asked for an extension. So we did come when he was 4 years old.
How old is he now?
He's 37.
Oh.
And,
What does he do? You can tell us.
well, the thing is, the story is that, it was so much challenges, so much doubt, and now he's a college professor. Last year he got promoted to chair of the department.
Right.
So he has 8 hearing and 7 deaf professors, under his charge, so to speak, as the chairman. He's responsible for bringing in, more students. So he's doing a lot, and he's following his passion. That's what he loves, to be in the deaf community, helping in education. And he has different groups, coda groups, that's like kids of deaf adults. So my granddaughter, who is his daughter, is bilingual, and she loves this weekend, their Chinese New Year's. They met with her coda friends. So he does a lot. So he's come a long way.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
And what made you want to help other people? How did you get into the life coaching field and the transformation field?
Well, my wife and I always said we wanted to give back, because when we came on this journey, so to speak, when we made that life-altering decision to leave everything and everyone behind in Trinidad, we didn't know what was ahead.
Right.
But we had faith, we had trust, and I had to say, luckily for my wife, we really made, for me, my wife and I make a really good team. And we put our heads together, we look at the different circumstances, and our mission was, we wanted the best for our son. We wanted him to be an independent, well-educated, successful adult, and we wanted a level playing field for him. Wow. And that's why we took that risk, so to speak. We went to school full-time so we could be here on a valid visa to stay in the U.S. And we did well. She graduated summa cum laude. I graduated magna. With 2 kids, we got tuition scholarships. So there was a lot of challenges, but I want to say also there were a lot of angels in our lives.
Yeah.
When we reflect, especially when we were doing the book, we could see, different people that God sent to put us in the right direction. At the time, we didn't know. We thought it was coincidence. It wasn't. Right. So, it was a challenging journey, but it's all worth it. So what my wife and I said, we want to help other people, especially, people who have deaf children. And I spoke at an event. I had no idea I was going to be a speaker or write books or anything. I came from finance. I'm a CPA. And I did lending, was my career, really, in banking, commercial lending. But when I spoke there impromptu to 1,500 international people lined up. I was like, what is this? After, people were in tears. It was an impromptu speech, and I told a little bit about my story. And they say, you got to write a book. You got to go around the world and speak. You have to coach people. You have to share your story. Your story is not for you. Right. Your story is to help other people. I was like, what these people talking about? I didn't come to Hawaii for this. You know?
Right.
I just joined this company and I get...
This
so,
was in Hawaii that
yeah,
this happened?
this
How
happened in
interesting.
Hawaii. Yeah. So there's people, especially the Australians, that, oh, we love your accent. Come to... So that was 2008. And then in 2009, my wife and I went to this... the same guy whose platform I spoke on, he invited me to his boot camp, which was turn your passion into profits. So he said, what is your passion? He went around the room and I said, well, you know, I like holistic, you know, treatments and this kind of thing. And then my wife said, well, when we retire, we want to help people. Our son is deaf. So we started to talk about that. And then for the weekend, we went around with that and we talked to some of the other people who were there. And we just started off. So we started with deaf parenting to help people, parents specifically with deaf children, and share with them what we went through, tell them there's hope, there's resources, and that sort of thing. But then people started to come to us and say, well, I don't have a deaf child, I don't have a child, I'm not married, but your story changed my life.
Wow.
That's great.
In some way. So then we said, okay, deaf parenting. So then one of the things, when people saw deaf parenting, they said, okay, this is for deaf people. And that turned away people.
Right.
So then we changed it to life transforming treasures.
Nice.
Because we were transforming people's lives and we considered it a treasure.
Nice.
You know, that we were sharing.
I could see that for any special needs family who
Yeah.
has a child with
Right.
anything.
Autism,
Yeah.
with different things.
Yeah.
So that's how it sort of evolved. And then, you know, it went for, when I spoke to people, they say, how to have a book. Say, okay, you got to get speaker training. So I went through all that now through the years. So I have the platform. I'm fortunate I have my own TV show, which you've been on.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's great. That's wonderful.
So that's how we got into the business of helping people.
Very nice. That's
I'm doing
excellent. Can you let us know, let the audience know where they can contact you, how they can find you?
Yeah, they can contact me, email info@alexsteven.com, or you could also go on my website, alexsteven.com.
Yep, perfect.
Stephen is a PH.
PHE.
And Kim will put that on so that the audience can see that. So
I
you'll
have
be
a
able
quick
to get
question.
in touch.
Alex, what's the percentage of the deaf people in the world or in the country or children?
My son will know that statistic,
Yeah,
but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but there's anywhere you go, there's deaf people.
Of course.
He went to play. I mean, he was a Division I soccer player with hearing teams.
Wow.
That was another
Excellent.
breakthrough that he had. It wasn't easy, and you know, we went. He played in Wales. He played in Italy. He represented the U.S. in the Deaf Olympic. And
Very cool.
when we were on the trains, he'll be signing with these people, and I say, "How you understand them?" And he say, "Oh, they're French." So the American Sign Language came from France.
Okay.
But like our accents, different countries have their different signs. So
Yeah, so interesting. That just reminded me that I do it's called an eye care program where you read a book to students. I read it to my son's class, and this year it was about a deaf student who was in a regular classroom. It was very interesting to give that information to the students. And then one of the students said there was a deaf student in his class when he was in first grade, and he used to sign with somebody else. So,
and
both
both him and his wife, she's from Singapore, they're both deaf. And you know, he did his undergrad at Cal State Northridge in California. His soccer coach at the time, Brian from Ireland, he said, "You're gonna send him out there." I said, "I'm not sending him anywhere. He's going where he wanna go."
Right.
And that's where he thrived. You know, he had to let kids, give them the options and let them make the decision.
That's great.
And then he and his wife did their masters in McDaniels in Maryland.
very good.
So yeah.
But you also work with anyone, so you're not just working with the deaf community
No,
or people who
no,
you have.
So it evolved. You know, like I told you, I had a meeting with a marketing person this morning, and it's just people came to me. They wanted to leave their job, open their own business. I coached them on that. not so much from the financials, but more from the mindset to show them the resources they have, the talent they have, and let them believe in themselves and use things like gratitude and forgiveness to free them up their thinking. And, you know, we limit ourselves the way we've been programmed. And that's what I coach people about. But it started, you know, with moving people from business to, from their work, I should say, jobs to their business. And now it's turned into this relationship and, you know, lifestyle and all these things. So it evolved, and it just comes naturally to me from my experiences and, you know, my educational background too.
That's wonderful. So you help people.
Exciting.
You really bring out the best in others. You let them see themselves as who they truly are, and let them move forward into that.
Let them move forward. I empower them. They make the decision and they do it, you know.
And we talked about this before with some of your clients. It starts off about a small business or a new job, but it ends up healing old relationships, looking at the past, all of those things. So you bring the person really full circle.
Yeah, full circle. That's why the coach I had when I was setting up, you know, my business, he said, I didn't want to do coaching. This was funny. And he said, but you're coaching people. You're just doing it for free. You know, people coming to you for advice and they're getting results. He said, that's the key. They're getting results. So why don't you do coaching? You know, because I was just doing speaking and promoting the books, and I didn't have the TV show at the time. And he said, don't call yourself a life coach. There's so many people getting certified, they're life coaches. Because when I explained to him what I was doing with people, he said, bringing them full circle. He said, that's transformation.
It is.
You know, so you transfer. And I tell people that when I have a session with them, a free strategy session before we get on board, is that, you know, I say, I do not improve your lives. I change your life right around. So if you're willing to change, get out of your comfort zone, you know, we could do business. So.
Excellent. So if you're looking for change and you'd like to have a transformation, Alex is the person to talk to, for real.
This is your year. If the Patriots can do it, you can do it.
That's right. Is there anything else you want to leave the audience with today, Alex?
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, don't give up on your dreams. You know, find your passion and follow your passion. What's in your heart, no one could take it away from you. You just got to be committed. And, you know, we talking about the Patriots because they win for the 5th time. And this is what it is. I mean, when I look at that game, I was like, how are they going to turn this around? Guess what they did? You know why? Because they believed. And they believed because they were prepared. So you got to be prepared. And whatever life turns, nobody thought, the commentators didn't think the game would have been like that at halftime. But Brady and all the other players and the coach, Belichick, they believed because they prepared and they had the vision of being on that podium with the Lombardi trophy. So what I want to leave with you, my thoughts is believe in your dreams, follow your heart, and you live the lifestyle that you envision.
Yes, I feel like clapping on that today, Alex. Perfect ending. Thank you so much. Thank you for being our guest today.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for inspiring the audience, because that is exactly how I feel. It's perfect ending. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you next time. You will have Alex's information where you can contact him. It will show up on the screen below, and you can also see it. I will post it to the Good Views page, to my page, and to Alex's page, and Mary's page, so you'll find it out there. Thank you so much.
Thanks
Thanks a lot. Nice meeting you.
Have a great week, everybody.